New edition of the Tank. I'm your host, as always, Ken Dukes here on this Thursday, September 19th, 2019, here on Connect. Thank you all for watching. First things first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Take here on Connect. Well, let's get to it. Let's get to the big story. All right. The big story is what's going on with Cam Newton. All right. The NFL Carolina quarterback has been going through a lot of ups, a lot of downs as of late. He's lost his 2 games during the season. And a lot of folks are wondering about what's going on with this.
Of course. But like I said, you're not about to sit up here and have me point and say what I would have called different or me personally, I accept full responsibility in making sure that offensively I do my part and I uphold my end of the bargain. That's the only thing I can say right now. And, I'm shameful to say it that way. And it came down to that, not being able to put up points. But hey, at the end of the day, it's the National Football League. Some games you lights out and you can't miss. And some games, you miss. So at this particular point in time, it's up to us offensively to do better. Because our team is giving us opportunities.
All right. Even the sports pundits chimed in on the situation, and they don't think it looks too good for Cam. Watch that.
I'm going to jump to this conclusion. America, don't go crazy because this might blow your mind, but I'm going to say in 2020, Cam Newton will not be a Carolina Panther. Look,
Whoa!
to keep you around for what you can do in the present and in the future and not what you've done in the past. And look, Cam doesn't look happy. It's been a continuation of what's happened last year. Doesn't look healthy. Look, all marriages can come to an end. All good things come to an end. I think it's an ending for Cam. In Carolina, he finds a new home.
No, man, it just comes down to like 3 or 4 plays, bro. But you'll never know when those 3 or 4 plays are till the game is over. It could be first play of the game, like it could be like the last series. The question is like, what does any athlete do after losing? And crazy is that I'm answering this question and even being able to talk after my history of not wanting to talk. Like there have been times where there's been days I don't even talk. As you grow older, man, you just realize, man, it's not necessarily losses that you take. It's just lessons that we just got to do a better job of protecting the football. We gave them a touchdown pretty much. We had explosive plays. Just got to stay on rhythm, man. I hate losing at home too. Hate it.
Well, the question is, can he rebound from this? He can. It's just 2 games. It's not a big deal. I think people are just, overreacting like usual, like normal people do. They overreact to stuff and things don't go their way, and they're kind of like so used to him playing the way he plays with the passes and offensive moves, and now he's kind of like losing his luster. But you never know. Time will show. Time will grow on the situation. So we just have to watch and see what's going on with Cam. But, we'll keep a close detail on what's going on with Cam throughout the season. All right. In other news, Atlanta rapper Killer Mike shut it down. All right. Killer Mike was speaking at a hip hop summit, and this whole thing got started with this.
Was America great that we're trying to replicate? Which era was it? Tell me.
I think I'll answer your question. I'm ready to answer your question.
Which era was it?
What?
Which era was so great?
Here's the thing that you guys are forgetting. America was actually one of the slavery was all over the world. All over the world. America was. I'm not saying it's okay. So why are you saying oh?
Hey man.
America was one of the first countries.
I want to like you so bad.
I'm trying to answer your question.
I want to like you so much.
I want to
hear you. I want to be able to hear them. I want to be able to hear them.
If you can't answer the question and you're just going to boo when I say slavery was all over the world, which is a fact, why are you booing a fact?
Because you're making light of...
No, I'm not.
You're making light of the enslavement of people that look like us. You can't make light of that. That ain't nothing you breeze over.
I haven't even finished the sentence. How am I making light of anything?
You started with some bullshit. bullshit.
Okay.
All right. You saw T.I. and Kirk Server playing with Candace Owens arguing about when was America great. But the big story, the big scene of the day was this.
Stop it. Stop. Everybody hush. Hush. And listen. I'm about to give you the secret to what the fuck y'all are witnessing. N-E-G-U-S of the royal kind and niggas N-I-double-G-S. Oh yeah. Gotta get the fuck away from massa long enough to say, how are we going to burn down both their fucking houses? Now, because at one time, blacks were Republicans, and you dominated those 7 years after the Civil War. You were Republicans. You had more blacks in the House and Senate than you do now, and you dominated your own economic communities. You did that as Republicans. As Democrats, you did the same in cities like Atlanta. You failed in other cities, but the most important thing is self-organizing. By the time we get to a candidate, we should have a list that says white man, white woman, these are our demands. You can meet them and get our vote, or not, and we're going to stay home and crochet and make collard greens. But I don't give a fuck if it's Trump, Obama, your mama, my mama. What the fuck do you have for me and my community? Now, I'm going to show that motherfucker. This is going to be a quotable. And we close up the doors, and we simply say, how do we take the good of what you have, the good of what you have, the good of what you have and you have, how do we shape it into a 10-point agenda to present to every local, state, and national politician? If you cannot meet points on our agenda, we simply can't support you. I like you. I love your casinos, Mr. Trump. I like you, Bernie. I like maple syrup that comes from Vermont. But what are you ready to do that? We're not serious about being free.
That's real.
You just here to see a show and argue over who got the best master until we decide what is the real breaking point. If blacks are 15% of this nation, we should be 15% of Wall Street. We should be 15% of music execs, 15% of Hollywood execs, 15% of governors, 15% of mayors. And until you hit that 15%, you're failing, fucking failing, no matter who your master is. So pick a better master. I say kill your masters and get your own shit.
All right, you saw that now rapper Killer Mike shutting it down, telling the folks that your master. With Killer Mike telling Candace about her master Trump, that she likes Trump, and then telling T.I. about his master President Obama, that he likes Obama. Like, we had to, change the time rather than black excellence versus black ignorance. But hey, to each his own. But Killer Mike stole the show with that performance, and Killer Mike was just giving folks a history lesson that people just even stop and ponder, like, whoa, wait a minute, Killer Mike know all this stuff? Yeah, Killer Mike. He seemed like he's an educated brother, but, hey, everybody on the platform was educated, but, Killer Mike just shut it down. Killer Mike knew everything, just that Killer Mike being Killer Mike. So, hey, Killer Mike coming to terms with that. All right. Also, in celebrity news, on the reality TV star Kim Kardashian does her media rounds this week. And she talked about her reputation since she was with President Trump with the whole Alice Johnson clemency whole ordeal, and she helped free Alice Johnson. So let's see what Kim Kardashian had to say. Watch this.
Are you worried about any backlash you were going to get because you did this bill with President Trump?
Yeah, I definitely was aware, but for me, any of my issues have always been more about the people and not about the politics. And so for me to think that I couldn't go and speak to the man that has the power to change people's lives because of some opinions I may have of certain policies and issues, to me felt very self-centered, that I was more worried about my reputation than saving someone's life. And so I put that all out the door, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to choose her over my reputation.
He also only tends to listen to celebrities. So the fact that you're doing it, I think is a great help to so many people because he loves celebrities. So we all applauded you when you did it, and it's amazing the work you're doing.
You know, I felt like I had an open opportunity to do that. And from the president going from being really harsh on his stance on prison reform to changing and actually signing the First Step Act and getting that bill passed was amazing.
Kim Kardashian taking a stand to say, hey, I stand with the president on this subject, this matter, this thing with, innocent people who go to jail for no apparent reason and get clemency. And now, she said she disagreed with politics, but she agreed with that sin. So, hey, Kim Kardashian taking a stand that she don't care if her reputation is at stake. She's doing the right thing, and the right thing will follow her. So, hey, it's a honorable thing by Kim Kardashian. And put aside your politics in order to do business and get people out that are wrongfully accused of something. So, this was good. Also, J-Lo stopped by Strahan Sarah to discuss her upcoming marriage to A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, where A-Rod has no clue what's going on with his wardrobe, his the location, the place, the time, the date, you name it. Here's what J-Lo responds to A-Rod's. Thank you. Watch this.
You and Alex. So cute. And he was on the show on Tuesday.
Yes.
And he gave us some details about the wedding.
No, he didn't.
He did. He did. I'm telling you. We asked him for a little juice about the wedding and he gave it to us. Matter of fact, here's what he had to say.
When you think about wedding plans and Jennifer's your partner, all you do is you do a lot of nodding. I don't know where the location is. I don't know what I'm wearing. I don't know when it is. I'll just show up. One wedding clue.
Oh, great.
It's going to be a long flight.
Oh.
So, I guess the question is, where's the location?
Exactly.
What is he wearing?
I'm surprised he gave you all that.
I thought he was teeing us up to make a joke, like Jen and I will be there, or she'll be in white.
Yeah.
And then he gives us a real one. I was like, oh, you're going to pay for that.
Yeah. You knew.
So when is it? Where is it?
We haven't locked down all the details yet, is actually the truth. And if there's like a lying expert out there, they will tell you that. They're like, she's actually telling the truth. So we will see. We're talking about different places and, that means something to us and things like that. But, we'll see.
It's not like you have a lot of extra time right now. You're like
right now,
everywhere.
yeah. I mean, we're planning it. We're definitely planning it, and I'm showing him things and things like that.
And he's doing this.
Yeah. I was like, what do you think of this? Yeah, he's saying that, but he's
he's involved.
And so
involved.
I like this. I don't like this.
Yeah.
He's also that guy. We're both Leos. We're both Leos. Yeah. So there's always a little power struggle.
Two Leos.
I'm a toughie, and so is he.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we power struggling. We power struggling, but he's actually so wonderful, and he will. I know whatever I want at the end of the day, that's what he's gonna do.
Now that's a good man.
Yeah.
That's a good man and a
That's
smart
a good
man.
Yeah.
Smart man
and
too.
a smart person.
Well, we're not gonna let Jen go.
All right, Jennifer Lopez making it seem like she's the boss in all different levels. Hey, J-Lo, you sneaky. J-Lo, hopeless romantic that just falls in love and just goes to different places. So, hey, J-Lo just doing that, J-Lo. But that didn't stop there as J-Lo talked to the women of the View, and asked them what she learned about having longevity in her career. And this far, almost 25 years, about 25 years. Watch what J-Lo had to say about that.
You have one thing that you really learned. One? Well, what the best, the most important
that I learned.
That you learned.
It's probably been the journey of like becoming whole on my own.
Right.
I always thought that I was going to find happiness and love out. Another person was going to give that to me. And then I realized that that's not how it is at all. Like you actually get to be happy all by yourself. You know, if you can just kind of appreciate yourself and know your worth and your value, that, you know, you can be a happy person. You know, it's always thinking about somebody else, or like, did he call, or, you know, did this person think I was good in that audition, or, you know, any of those things. Yeah. Like, it just like, I'm happy. I have a great life. I'm a good person. I live in a good way. And you know what? I have great friends, and I can call somebody and go anywhere and do you know what I mean? Like those simple, I'm healthy. Yeah. You know, I have beautiful children. You know, like those things are really the most important thing.
Good piece of advice by Jennifer Lopez to say that, you know, she learned from her career that she went. So J-Lo been in the game for so long. And her movie Hustle is doing well, number 2 in the box office. And there's talking about Oscar deals on J-Lo about in the Super Bowl talk. So J-Lo, next year can be a big year for J-Lo thus far. I'm telling you. All right. Talk shows. Wendy Williams returns and Will Bang and says this.
Everybody have a seat. I got through almost the whole show without shedding a tear. It's pretty good though, huh? Yeah. Look. Also, for all the women with ginormous breasts like me, I finally found the perfect strapless bra to take the straps off. Look in the clothing area. Willie will list it for you. It's fabulous. The first one ever. Strapless. All right, and that's one big announcement. My other attention, Wendy staff and crew and everybody gather around. And you at TV and you here. The Wendy Show has been renewed through 2022. I love you watching today. Nene Leakes is here tomorrow, but we'll be right back. You know, it's kind of overwhelming being out here and out here, if you know what I'm saying. A lot has changed in my life, but I'm so glad that you guys waited for us for our season 11 to begin. And I want to shout out to all my Fox stations and the other stations that play our show, and my crime bosses, Morton Ira from Debmar Mercury. You know, I knew about this renewal for a moment now. And I haven't been able to say anything to anyone, not my mom, not my dad, like no one. But, you know, when I'm reading on the blogs that we're going away, that I can't handle it, we're being canceled. No, darling, we are here.
She got renewed for throughout 2024. So Wendy Williams got a contract extension. And the more Wendy Williams, a lot of people was wondering when Wendy Williams was going to give it up, or she's going to throw in the towel. And Williams saying that she's not going to go in the towel. She's still going to be standing there, being messy, being gossip stuff, so entertainment stuff. But on her season, she brought up big name guesses. She brought up Nene Leakes as to what happened between them.
7 years since Nene has been here. And, you know, I'm going through a divorce and I'm rooting my life, but this is not my fault. But there are people that I have been calling and saying, what happened between us? Just, you know, what happened? So I get her telephone number from somebody and I said, I don't want the assistant or whatever. I get directly at it. I call her up. I'm like, how you doing? Lanicia, it's Wendy. What happened between us? And she didn't flinch. We get right into it.
Yeah, I catch a flight immediately. I have a whole schedule, and I said, Wendy just called me, so let me book my flight. I have to go. I don't know how I was going to work my schedule. I didn't ask for her to come, though. I did. She didn't say come, but I knew you needed me, honey. So I jumped on the plane, and I went straight to her.
She did do that.
We need to Wendy. Reuniting with asking her what happened 7 years ago. A whole bunch of numbers all in my purse. Purse. And there's some. But even though she even welcomed the crazy loudmouth Tamar Braxton to the show, and here's what Tamar had to say: outrageous.
Only wearing Spanx. Yeah. Where else do you get this on TV?
The Wendy Show.
All right. Now look. You might not feel like you feel. By the way, your jewelry is top notch as usual.
Well, you know, I learned from my big sis.
Cartier and Dior and Hermes and darling. Look.
Yes.
But you got the boyfriend.
I did.
David, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Is David here today?
He's not. You know,
is he going to be a little upset about?
No, he's not upset. Actually, you know, when I told him last night, because I didn't tell anybody, and this really just came to fruition,
right?
Like in 48 hours. No, seriously, because I just got tired of like stuffing my stomach in my pants. Like I'm done with that. And so, like he was like, "Well, dear God, like I think I'm finna do that too." Like, because here's the thing: we all are successful and. At its best, Wendy, you have shown the strength and the tenacity to be your best person.
Thanks, Sam.
No, I'm just being honest.
Thank you.
I'm being honest.
It's tough.
And so while we're sitting around here fronting and lying about, oh, I feel amazing. You do not feel amazing after you've eaten burger and pizza and fries like I like to eat and 3 martinis. Don't judge me. I'm just saying.
Wow, never ceases to amaze me with Tamar Braxton. Tamar Braxton just being Tamar Braxton as usual. So, like, when we went back, having a role since season 12, I think season 11, yeah, season 11. Okay. Also, we'll talk about this. Tamron Hall. Tamron Hall tries to boost her ratings since her ratings went up. And the Aquaman ratings the highest ever for a Take-Down Talk Show. Well, she doesn't do this, but she did this.
How many times in the show? Today is my birthday, and the greatest birthday gift I could ever receive is my baby Moses. I could not wait for y'all to meet him today. So, come on out, Moses.
She brought out her adorable baby Moses to the crowd with balloons, lighting it up. And baby Moses, you can tell he didn't want to be there. He just like, I want to go home. And Tamron said, I need you for ratings. And that's the game. Baby fever for baby ratings. Indeed. All right. On the Kelly Clarkson show, Kelly welcomes now 210 star Brian Austin Green to the show to celebrate Christmas in September. Christmas, I know about less than 90 days, and they kind of sort of way of that. Well, let's see what Kelly and Brian Austin Green had whipped up for Christmas.
Panic on some level. It's 2 hoes. Yeah.
We're 2 hoes.
Yeah. Isn't there supposed to be a third?
There's
It
supposed to
doesn't
be a
really
third.
work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm a firm believer, though, that you can carry Christmas in your heart. So here at the Kelly Clarkson Show, we celebrate my favorite holiday year-round. You're welcome. Today.
Okay. Kelly Clarkson said Christmas is in your heart. Yeah, it's in, but Christmas is in the heart, but it is what it is, but it's how to be Christmas. So let's speak on that with the Christmas stuff. So like, it is what it is. All right, on the real, the women talk to a viewer who thinks she's too bossy and can't find a man. Lana Love had this piece of advice for her. Watch this.
That have a man trying to give advice to single women, because that's not why you're single, sweetie.
So stop listening to the wrong people, okay? There's a lot of factors to why there are a lot of single women, especially in the African-American community. When we're talking about jobs for Black men to be able to leave, when we're talking about the fact that you have a lot of single women in mass incarceration. So please don't feel bad that because maybe you're a little bossy, a little mouthy, that you can't find somebody.
All right, one love, tell me name to you. Hey, move on, move forward and stuff like that. But hey, that's my love with her piece of rice demonstrating to a viewer. Viewers these days are like that. Some viewers, not all viewers, but some. They want to be hoping for humanities and try to live vicariously through others. That happens sometimes. Some people get the best of them and they get the best of you. So all right, we'll be back with more takes. Stay tuned here on Connect. I'm sorry to get here. Join in the conversation. Hashtag take here on Connect. And hey, subscribe if you like this content. We make this for you. Take is the pop culture entertainment moment show for you guys every Thursday here on Connect. So watch it. And thank you all once again. We appreciate it. All right. Back here on the political rundown, last week was the third Democratic debate where all the candidates poured their hearts out trying to get your vote for them, for their idea against President Trump in 2020. Well, you want to look at the highlights of that debate and you see for yourself what you think. Watch this.
Because I know this is personal to you. El Paso is your hometown. Some on this stage have suggested a voluntary buyback for guns in this country. You've gone further. You said, quote, Americans who own AR-15s and AK-47s will have to sell them to the government, all of them. You know the critics call this confiscation. Are you proposing taking away their guns, and how would this work?
I am. If it's a weapon that was designed to kill people on a battlefield, if the high impact, high velocity round, when it hits your body, shreds everything inside of your body because it was designed to do that so that you would bleed to death on a battlefield, not be able to get up and kill one of our soldiers. When we see that being used against children, and in Odessa, I met the mother of a 15-year-old girl who was shot by an AR-15, and that mother watched her bleed to death over the course of an hour because so many other people were shot by that AR-15 in Odessa and Midland. There weren't enough ambulances to get to them in time. Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not going to allow it to be used against our fellow Americans anymore.
Congressman, thank you.
And I want to say this. I'm listening to the people of this country. The day after I proposed doing that, I went to a gun show in Conway, Arkansas, to meet with those who are selling AR-15s and AK-47s and those who are buying those weapons. And you might be surprised, there was some common ground there. Folks who said, I would willingly give that up, cut it to pieces. I don't need this weapon to hunt, to defend myself. It is a weapon of war. So let's do the right thing, but let's bring everyone in America into the conversation. Republicans, Democrats, gun owners, and non-gun owners alike.
Can I make a point? Thank you very much for that question. And you look, I agree that Barack Obama was very different from Donald Trump. Donald Trump
has a dark heart when it comes to immigrants. He built his whole political career so far on scapegoating and fear-mongering and otherizing migrants, and that's very different for Barack Obama. But my problem with Vice President Biden, and Corey pointed this out last time, is every time something good about Barack Obama comes up, he says, oh, I was there, I was there, I was there. That's me too. And then every time somebody questions part of the administration that we were both part of, he says, well, that was the president. I mean, he wants to take credit for Obama's work, but not have to answer to any questions. I mean,
Vice President Biden, you have 45 seconds.
Let me just say, let me just say that I was the first candidate in early April to put forward an immigration plan. You know why? Because I'm not afraid of Donald Trump on this issue. I'm not going to backpedal. I'm not going to pretend like I don't have my own vision for immigration. So we're not going to give up DACA. We're not going to give up protections for anybody. I believe that on January 20th, 2021, we're going to have a Democratic president. We're going to throw out Mitch McConnell and John Cornyn and have a Democratic Senate and a Democratic House. And we're going to pass immigration reform within the first 100 days.
Vice President, 45 seconds.
I did not say I don't stand. I stand with Barack Obama all 8 years, good, bad, and indifferent. That's where I stand. I did not say I did not stand with him.
Okay. So
are you proud of the work you did as a prosecutor?
Well, absolutely. The work that I did was the work of, first of all, becoming a prosecutor, because I just have a very strong and natural desire to, one, protect people, and in particular our most vulnerable. You know, a large part of my career as a courtroom prosecutor was handling cases that affected crimes against women and children. When I was elected as a district attorney, my main motivation was to do what I could without asking permission to reform the criminal justice system from the inside. And so, yes, I am proud of the fact that I created in that capacity models that became national models of what we can do to reform America's criminal justice system. For example, creating an initiative that was about people who had been arrested for drugs and getting them jobs. It became a model that many progressive prosecutors actually ran on in other states and other cities. I created one of the first in the nation for a state law enforcement agency responsibility that my special agents would wear body cameras and keep them on. One of the first in the nation, I believe, state requirements that police officers are trained on racial bias and procedural justice. This is the work that I was able to do because I actually was running the office and could make those decisions without asking permission.
Guess what? You're guessing. All right, here's the answer. We are the wealthiest country in the history of the world, and yet we have the highest child poverty rate of almost any country on earth. We have teachers in this country who are leaving education because they can't work 2 or 3 jobs to support themselves, which is why under my legislation, we will move to see that every teacher in America makes at least $60,000 a year. What we will also do is not only have universal pre-K, we will make public colleges and universities and HBCUs debt-free. And what we will also do, because this is an incredible burden on millions and millions of young people who did nothing wrong except try to get the education they need. We are going to cancel all student debt in this country.
Thank you, Senator.
And we are going to do that by imposing a tax on Wall Street speculation.
All right, so highlights of the debate. We're curious what even Bill O'Reilly puts his 2 cents in and proclaims the winner to be.
Donald Trump was the winner because nobody stepped up in a way that captured the imagination of non-partisans, which is what you need to win the presidency. But Donald Trump would be smart to take away 2 things from that debate. Healthcare is a huge issue in this country, second to the economy. Americans are getting hosed. Drug prices, hospital prices, doctor prices, health insurance chaos is everywhere. Healthcare is big, and the Republican Party has bupkis, nothing. Secondly, guns. Now, Republicans are solidly in Second Amendment territory, but many, many independent voters want some restrictions on powerful firearms. And if the Republicans are going to do nothing at all, it's going to hurt Donald Trump. In the independent precincts, again, he needs those votes. Those are two issues that last night, if you were watching, should have written them down. Republicans need to have pretty precise, specific answers to health care and guns.
Yes, Bill Wright, thanks for winning, is President Trump and all the gun control, health care, and the economy. So they're going to be the three top reasons for the debate coming up: gun control, health care, and the economy. So a lot of people just kind of, tit stand right there. So we'll see how that fell out. All right. On news this week, a soon-to-be cast member of SNL gets fired for this.
Coming down on Monday, comic Shane Gillis out at SNL after just a few days amid a firestorm of criticism. From the Stormy Daniels allegations.
Stormy, this is Michael Cohen. Are you alone?
Yes.
And what are you wearing? To the opioid crisis.
I want to use heroin, but I also want to get stuff done.
Saturday Night Live doesn't steer clear of controversy in its sketches. Recent days, though, have seen SNL dealing with its own controversy. The show declaring in a statement on Monday it is dropping one of its new hires, 31-year-old stand-up comic Shane Gillis.
I took skull out of my mouth to come up here. And I didn't vote for Donald Trump. Makes me like the Nelson Mandela of central Pennsylvania.
But a video of Gillis from about a year ago surfaced from Matt and Shane's secret podcast, in which he mockingly mimicked a Chinese accent and used a racist slur to refer to Asian people in Chinatown. Reaction was immediate and unfavorable. Gillis issued an initial statement saying, "I'm happy to apologize to anyone who's actually offended by anything I said. I am trying to be the best comedian I can be, and sometimes that requires risks." Pablo Estore of ESPN's High Noon tweeting, "It was only a risk because you and your hack friend are dumb enough to record it." Enter Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang. In a series of tweets on Saturday, Yang excoriated anti-Asian racism and slurs. But after going through Gillis's work, Yang said, "He does not strike me as malignant or evil. I do not think he should lose his job. We would benefit from being more forgiving rather than punitive." The show opted otherwise, announcing his removal on Monday, saying, "We were not aware of his prior remarks. The language he used is offensive, hurtful, and unacceptable." Gillis issuing a statement saying he respects the decision, but it feels ridiculous for comedians to be making serious public statements, but here we are. I'm a comedian who was funny enough to get SNL. That can't be taken away. Many on social media praised the decision. Former SNL cast member Rob Schneider did not, tweeting, "I am sorry you had the misfortune of being a cast member during this era of cultural unforgiveness." Many different perspectives. SNL's new hires do include Bowen Yang, who will become the first Chinese-American cast member in the show's soon-to-be 45 seasons on the air. As for presidential candidate Andrew Yang, he tweeted that he hopes to sit down with Gillis soon.
Stop that. If you really love that piece to say.
He'll still get hired at comedy clubs. Yeah. He'll still get a comedy special. He'll still have people that believe in that type of comedy. But it is the right for shows to decide what type of energy, what type of people they want. So I agree with what SNL did.
Yeah. I feel like you are absolutely right. He has the right to his First Amendment, but I have the right to say you're disgusting and whack and the things you said were not funny. So I have the right to say that's terrible. It's not okay for you to make comments like that. Yeah. It's not okay for you to say jokes like that. And honestly, this was so eye-opening to me because this is called The Real, and I think it's time for us to have real conversations about the conversations we have behind closed doors. and the things that we are saying, and we need to check ourselves. If someone was filming you, if someone was taping you, and if tomorrow the audio came out of the private conversations that you have with your friends when you think you're kikiing, ha ha ha, and you think it's funny, would you be proud of those statements if they were let out publicly? We need to start living our lives and checking our hearts and our minds and how we speak about other people and other races with that in our, like, yo, it's out of control.
So here is our viral video of the week. You know what? It had to be Killer Mike. Killer Mike was the viral video of the week. Like this, but watch this.
Stop it. Stop. Everybody hush. Hush. And listen. I'm about to give you the secret to what the fuck y'all are witnessing. N-E-G-U-S of the royal kind and niggas N-I-double-G-S. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Gotta get the fuck away from massa long enough to say, how are we going to burn down both their fucking houses? Now, because at one time, blacks were Republicans, and you dominated those 7 years after the Civil War. You were Republicans. You had more blacks in the House and Senate than you do now, and you dominated your own economic communities. You did that as Republicans. As Democrats, you did the same in cities like Atlanta. You failed in other cities, but the most important thing is self-organizing. By the time we get to a candidate, we should have a list that says white man, white woman, these are our demands. You can meet them and get our vote, or not, and we're going to stay home and crochet and make collard greens. But I don't give a fuck if it's Trump, Obama, your mama, my mama. What the fuck do you have for me and my community? Now, I'm going to show that motherfucker. This is going to be a quotable. And we close up the doors, and we simply say, how do we take the good of what you have, the good of what you have, the good of what you have and you have, how do we shape it into a 10-point agenda to present to every local, state, and national politician? If you cannot meet points on our agenda, we simply can't support you. I like you. I love your casinos, Mr. Trump. I like you, Bernie. I like maple syrup that comes from Vermont. But what are you ready to do that? We're not serious about being free.
That's real.
You just here to see a show and argue over who got the best master. Until we decide what is the real breaking point. If blacks are 15% of this nation, we should be 15% of Wall Street. We should be 15% of music execs, 15% of Hollywood execs, 15% of governors, 15% of mayors. And until you hit that 15%, you're failing, fucking failing, no matter who your master is. So pick a better master. I say kill your masters and get your own shit.
Yeah, Killer Mike. Killer Mike was the viral video of the week. Who can't stop looking at it every year? It's viral, man, going on right now. But hey, Killer Mike wins the viral video of the week. That's all. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching this week's episode of The Tape. I'll be your host, Sketch Dicks, for this week. I hope to see you next week here on Killer. See you later.